Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope I'm sounding okay. How are we all doing? Good morning. Good morning. Let me know how the audio is. We had to do some updates this week on the computer, and of course that like reset everything. And I have a lovely little fly zipping around the office today. He's hanging out with me. I have named him Bob. Bob the Fly. So Bob the Fly is my co-host for today's live stream, which if you're new here, welcome. My name is Dustin, and this channel, Modern Metaphysicae, is about all things occult and esoteric with a very heavy lean on the tarot. And today I thought we could hang out and do another episode of Reflections and Favorites where I share with you all of my favorite things from the last month. So I hope you guys have a nice cup of coffee, which I have here, or a tea or a beverage, and maybe a snack, because I've got quite a few things to share with you guys. A lot of you guys, your predictive ability. So chat does this thing, if you're watching on replay, chat does this thing before the live stream starts where they predict whether or not I'm wearing a hat and what mug I'll be drinking out of. And nobody got it this morning. So Shelby did get the fedora, but yeah. Good morning. Hello. But audio sounds okay, everybody. Let me know in chat. Make sure let's make sure that's not too obnoxious. I just don't want to make sure I want to make sure that I'm not like too loud or anything. Um so yeah, hello, good morning. So many of you guys in chat already. Hello Lexi, hello Tom, and Dell's here. And Lost in Gothic Music, and Grun. Hello, Grunel. And audio is good. Thank you. Hello, William. Also, thank you. Welcome, William, to Scholar Metaphysicae. Tarot Troubles here. Katzen's here. Lady Small. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So it's September. I feel like I do this every month. I'm always like, what happened? But this past month was crazy for me. The last week of last month, in fact, just this morning, I sent off my aunt who is from Hawaii. She lives on Maui. She spent the last week here, and so I was inundated with family things left, right, and center. So this whole last week was just out the window for anything productive. So I feel like my month was only 3 weeks long. It's just not very conducive when you're an adult. But that's okay. Also, speaking of Scala Metaphysicae stuff, for my Adeptus members, I will be publishing the lunar spreads in Discord and on the community page. After the live stream today, I had a couple questions because the new moon is tomorrow and it's not out yet. And I know, but I will get it out this afternoon so that you guys have your new moon spreads ready to go for the new moon. So you guys can look forward to that. And then, as usual, I will get the, for all of the Internentius members and above, I will have all of the zodiacal elemental Terrascope readings done next week. So those will get posted next week. So yeah, and if you're curious as to what Scholar Metaphysicae is, it's our channel membership program. You get lots of cool perks, like access to our community Discord server, unique cool emojis to use in chat and in comments on the channel, monthly Taroscope readings from yours truly, and if you subscribe at the highest tier, you also get access to tarot spreads that I design every month based on the full and new moon and kind of their astrological zodiacal what's the word I'm looking for, correspondences. Show us your hand. This one, you want to see this hand? See, it's a hand. Was this what you wanted? I've tried to find the Discord with no luck. Vintage. So, if you want to join the Discord, this is the henna I have, by the way. If you want to join the Discord, on the community tab, there should be a post that has the instructions on how to join the Discord server. And if you're still struggling after you read that, just shoot me an email and I can help you get it all set up, okay? And that goes for anyone who is a member of Scholar Metaphysicae. If you're having some troubles getting into Discord, just shoot me an email, let me know. Or you can message me on Facebook or even DM me on Instagram, whatever you're comfortable with, and we can get you sorted out. But there is a little instruction thing. All you have to do is go into your Discord account settings and link your YouTube account, and it will automatically add you to any Discord servers that are connected to memberships that you are subscribed to. Let's see here. And yeah, and in order to access the Discord server, you do need to be a member of Scholar Metaphysicae. Yeah, that is correct. Only for 1 month, though. If you cancel your membership for whatever reason, you'll still have access to the Discord server. So, and the how you know if you're a member or not is if you have you'll have a little symbol next to your name in chat, or you can click the join button down below, and that should get you all sorted. So yeah. But yeah, henna, everybody's like, show us your hand. This is just, I got bored one day and did henna on my hand. I carry henna in the boutique, of course. And I got a shipment of henna in. And so I busted one of the henna cones open and, and did some henna on my hand. Okay, so as usual, guys, by the way, all of the information that you need is in the description box down below. You'll find links to all the things I'm sharing today. So if you're looking for anything or interested in learning more about anything that I talk about today, you'll find all of that in the description box down below. You'll also find links to all of my social media where you can connect with me, as well as a link to my personal website where you can book a tarot reading with me. So be sure to check all that out. Also, you guys, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Click that little subscribe button down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, okay? So let's get our butts in gear here, because I have quite a few things to share with you. Let me pull up my notes here, because I want to make sure. So we're going to start with art supply and stationery, per the usual, right? And I have some pretty things to share with you guys today. So we're gonna swap right on over to the show and tell camera. So I got in these beautiful journals from Cocorrina. This is not sponsored in any way. I bought these with my own hard-earned dollarinos, and I snatched these up when she was having a sale, and it came in a little bundle. I did link the little bundle, and I think the sale is still going on, the summer sale. I think it's going on for a couple more days. So if you want to pick these up, you can grab them. But there are 3 journals. So there is a tarot journal, which is on top here. and it's all gold foiled and pretty, and on the inside you get a nice little space to kind of write. Let me adjust this so it's not quite so bright. And we want to make sure that we're focusing on the right stuff here. So you get a nice little space to kind of write all of your stuff in for the spread and things like that. Bob, go on. I don't need your help with this, okay? Bob's trying to help. Um, go on, Bob. Bob wants some coffee too. We're gonna move this over here. Bob, you need to get your own coffee. You're gonna have to talk to HR about that, okay? Go on. Oh my god, I knew this was gonna be a thing. As soon as I started the stream and he was like zipping around, I was like, Bob is going to cause a ruckus today. So yeah, it's a beautiful little journal. The paper is really nice. It's fountain pen friendly paper. And it's a great little, and I like the simplicity of it, right? That's the thing that I like, because sometimes the journals can be a little like complex, and I just like the simplicity of this. So there's a tarot journal, there is a dream journal, which is something I really want to start doing because I've been having a lot of very lucid dreams lately. So I wanted to pick this up, and this is really nice because it tracks. You can use it to track all of the different emotions that you experience during your dreams. And then like there's a section for Bob. I know you want to be on camera. Yeah. Okay. There's a section to like note symbolism or like really strong kind of feelings and things like that. And then you can also track the lunar phases, which is kind of cool too, which I really love. Oh, welcome, Vintage Mood. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. This Bob is on a rampage today. I don't know what we did to anger Bob, but Bob is just not having it. Listen, Bob, I'm gonna have to go get one of the cats, and you're not gonna like the cats are HR, by the way. So yeah, it's a really lovely little journal. Same quality paper. In the back here, what's really cool is that they included like a bunch of different like common things that come up in dreams and kind of what they mean. So that's kind of cool, right? So, and there's a ton, there's like pages of this, right? And it's all alphabetized, right? So, let's see, you dream about a jacket, right? And it kind of represents your protective or defensive persona, right? So it's kind of really cool. So if you have like a weird dream and it's like, oh, I dreamed about crossroads, right? And then it's like it says for crossroads, an important decision that you need to make. So I thought that was really cool. So that's the dream journal. And then last but not least, the thing that I'm probably the most excited for is this beautiful one. This is the herbology journal. And so everyone knows, if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, that I love working with herbs, right? And so this is really simple. And what I plan to do with this is as I work with herbs, I'm going to take them and I'm going to flat dry them, right? I'm going to like flower press them so that they dry all flat. And then I'm going to tape them in here or glue them in here, probably tape. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to tape them in here. So there's a little example of the herb that I'm working with. And then you can go in here and write all of the kind of information. So the name, the element that's associated with that herb, the gender, kind of properties and uses, the planet and the zodiacal associations, kind of what the like healing properties are, and kind of what it like symbolically represents and things like that. And then there's like a whole page for notes, so you can like write about like what you used it for and how well it worked and things like that. And it's just a 2-page spread for a bunch of different herbs. So I'm really excited to kind of fill this up. I think this one will be super fun, but that's that is my plan. It has a nice little table of contents at the front, and there's nothing in the back in regards to herbalism except for a little like notes page, and then just a little thing about Cocorrina. So they're really cool, and pretty affordable and very nice. They're not gigantonormous. This is a normal tarot size card, just so you guys can get an idea of how big they are. So they're not huge, which I like, right? They're very, very much usable. So yeah. Love that. Love it. So there's my favorite stationery that I got from last month. So I'm probably gonna, I got these the week before my aunt arrived. And so I'm probably going to start on these this month, which I'm really excited for. And I'll probably post pictures and stuff on like my Instagram or something as I work through this. I thought it would just be a fun little project. So yeah, that is my favorite stationery thing. I didn't actually buy any art supplies last month. Are you guys proud of me? I'm proud of me. I didn't get any art supplies last month. Yeah, super fun. All right. Let's see here. Next up, what's on my notes? Food and drink. Okay, you guys. I don't know what it is, but when the winds start blowing cold and fall is approaching, right? I get on like warm food kicks, and I have been obsessed with like masalas lately. Like masala everything, like chicken tikka masala, masala vegetables. I made sag paneer masala, um all kinds of stuff. And I love cooking. I love cooking Indian food. I was very fortunate in my graduate school days. This Indian couple moved into the apartments that I was living in while I was in graduate school because they were having a house built. I went to graduate school in Florida, and they were retiring down there. They were having their house built, and they just got in an apartment to live in for a year. And she was a retired chef from India who opened an Indian restaurant here in the United States, and she would cook for me all the time. And she taught me how to make a lot of things, which was really amazing. I have very fond memories of being with her in the kitchen and her teaching me how to cook different Indian dishes and stuff like that. But anyways, the masala seasoning I use, this is my go-to. This is the best stuff, you guys. So if you like to cook Indian food or you get Indian food or whatever, if you are a fan, the Frontier Co-op seasoning garam masala is the best. This stuff is so delicious, and it's really simple, right? It's cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, cumin, black pepper, and coriander. And it just, oh, it adds, it's just, oh, it makes my mouth water. It's so good. So yeah, I've been on like this masala everything kick. So one of my favorite little like snacky doodle things to make is I'll take a can of garbanzo beans, and I'll rinse them off from the aquafaba, and I'll toss them in seasoning. So sometimes I'll do like lemon pepper, sometimes I'll do like a barbecue seasoning, sometimes I'll do like garlic and herb or garam masala. And you take them and you roast them in the oven, and they turn into these like little uh what do I want to, how do I describe it? Like they turn into like little crunchy snacky things, and they're so good, and they're full of protein and fiber, and they're really good for you, and they taste delicious. And so when I want like a crunchy snack thing, I'll make those. Someday I'll start a cooking channel. All of the things I want to do, right? Like cooking and tarot and art, and I'll just have like a whole network of channels. But that was definitely my favorite kind of like food and drink thing from last month. Love it, love it, love it. Um, yes, I have air fried them, Elowen, and they are delicious in the air fryer as well. Um, Super good. Super good. All right. Let's see. So food and drink herb. So the herb I probably worked with the most, and I actually went out and picked some for you guys this morning, is thyme. So this is from my garden. I have a huge kind of vegetable and herb garden that I spend a lot of time in the summers. And I love growing and preserving herbs. In fact, this is some stuff from last season. So there's let's see, that is sage, and this is thyme, dried thyme, and I'll use that for all kinds of stuff. I often use the stuff hanging in here for incense. So I'll break just little chunks off and burn it over charcoal. But I love cooking with thyme. Marry Me Chicken, for any of you. If you don't know that recipe, you should look it up. It's like creamy chicken and like this sun-dried tomato and herb sauce. It's so good. But it uses a lot of thyme. But I worked with thyme quite a bit. Interestingly enough, thyme, it does contain a compound named called thymol, which is a antibacterial, anti-parasitic, antifungal, and antiviral flavonoid, and it also is anti-inflammatory. So thyme is really good for you in terms of its ability, its like healing properties. Historically, right, like Greeks used it in temple rituals, and it was considered to be very purifying. In several different like magical traditions, it's used for cleansing, invoking courage, fostering dreams, banishing negativity, attracting happiness, love, and prosperity. It also helps to support emotional healing, and by kind of bringing and offering you compassion and confidence, and kind of like aiding of grief. Helping you meditate, like renewal kind of things, right? Um, and yeah, it's really good. There's even like old English beauty charms that use thyme, and it also in English traditions, a lot of people would put thyme into like a little pillow that they would keep under their like actual pillow, like a little sachet under their pillow, to ward off bad dreams and promote restful sleep. And a lot of times too, they would put sprigs of thyme in their bedding, so in their mattress and things, because it would prevent pests from getting in. So, ooh, triggering my allergies as I'm like huffing on the thyme over here. But yeah, it's a wonderful herb. I worked with it a lot. It's something I always, this time of year, I always, because I have a ton of it. And thyme here is a perennial, so my thyme plant comes back every year, along with my sage and my oregano and my parsley plants. They all come back, and I love it. I love it. And let all the thyme puns fly, right? You have to find some time. Love it. Tom's gonna freak out. He's not a fan of puns. But yeah, I love thyme. And oftentimes I will also like I will make my own little herb bundles. So a lot of times I'll take thyme and sage and rosemary from my garden, and I'll make little smudging bundles out of them for ritual use or just for incense and things like that. So love it. Love it. So good. Everybody's looking up the recipes. I'm making everybody hungry. That's good. That's good. Oh my god, Rafiki voice time. You guys are killing me in chat right now. chat chat is going nuts with the time puns right now. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness. Everything is delicious in the air fryer. I will agree with that. I air fry a lot of things actually. Quite a bit of things. I love. I made air fried wontons the other day, and I made it with boursin cheese. I don't know if you guys have boursin cheese where you're at, but it's like a flavored French cream cheese. But I just took wonton wrappers and I took the caramelized onion, boursin. It's like caramelized onion and herb, and I put them in the wonton wrappers and I air fried them. Oh, they were so good, so good. Okay, so that is herb. As far as crystals last month, the crystal I probably worked with the most is on my finger here. So this, ooh, look, you can get a good. So this is gold sheen obsidian. I'm gonna switch cameras here, see if we can get a nice little. I want to make sure. Oops, there we go. Let's see if I can. I don't know if it'll show as well in this camera, but we're gonna. Let's see if I can't. Oh, there we go. So it's a beautiful stone. This is one piece I have. I have a couple of other pieces, but gold sheen obsidian kind of falls into the same kind of magical properties as regular obsidian, right? It helps dissolve negativity. It cleanses your aura. It specifically will help unblock your solar plexus, which kind of governs your personal power. It helps in kind of resolving ego conflicts, overcoming like feelings of like futility, and it also obviously is great at kind of protecting against negative energy and kind of improving your like self-awareness and encouraging kind of open-mindedness and reasoning, and things like that. So it's a really beautiful stone. I love to work with this stone quite a bit. It's one of my favorites. It's the version of obsidian that I probably work with the most. Bob, you're gonna have to find your own coffee, my dude. Bob's trying to get into my coffee again. I have to keep like swatting them away. But it's a beautiful stone and I love working with it. So it comes this specific one comes from Hawaii, and basically it's obsidian is volcanic glass, right? And gold sheen obsidian occurs when the glass flows through different minerals. Sometimes it's actual gold, sometimes it's micas and things like that. But it creates that pretty little sheen that is inside of the volcanic glass, which is kind of cool. Bob, get your own coffee, homie. Go on. Bob is stealing the show today. I tell you what. I knew that was going to happen though. I was like, this guy. All right. Catching up on chat here. It's time to squat. No, but poor Bob. He's just trying to live his best fly life. He'll go away, or the cats will eat him. The circle of life, right? He'll be all right. um, yeah, it's a beautiful stone. I love it. I have a little pendant made out of gold chain obsidian that is it has Metatron's cube carved into it. And you can get it in big like spheres and things like that as well. I'll oftentimes buy it for the boutique at gem and mineral shows and things like that. It's a beautiful stone, really beautiful. Right. So that is crystal. Ooh, okay. Film, video game, or television. So last month was a really busy, busy month for me, and I didn't have like a ton of time to watch like all the things, right? Uh but one thing I did kind of enjoy, I put this on a lot actually to go to bed, right? I'm one of those weird persons that I have to have the TV going in order to fall asleep. Um, that's just how I am. We're not all the same, and I know that drives some people nuts. Leave me a comment about it, how much you hate it in the comment section down below. But the show that I ended up watching a lot of was this show. This is called Mystic Britain, and it's a really cool kind of show that goes through um a bunch of like it's the hosts go to a bunch of different places in the UK, and they talk about sort of the mythology and the legend and the legends and things like that of these locations. They go to like a bunch of different stone circles and castles and sacred sites and things. It's just really cool. They talk about kind of like witchcraft in England and all sorts of kind of different kind of esoteric topics. And the thing that I loved about the show the most too was that there was a lot of people on here from Time Team. If you're a Time Team fan, you'll enjoy this show because you'll recognize a lot of the archaeologists and experts that they bring on to talk about stuff. But it was really wonderful and very enjoyable to kind of like sit and watch, and it's very chill. And there's only two seasons, so you know that was sad. I hate it when you find a show that you really enjoy watching, but it was a good little show. So if you kind of enjoy that kind of stuff, you know, definitely give this a watch because there's a lot of really wonderful things here. It's a good one. It's a good one. And it was filmed in 2019 and 2020. So, yeah, very documentary style, that kind of thing, you know, nothing crazy here. They talk about Loch Ness, of course, and they talk about cryptids, and it's cool. It's fun. So, yeah, that was my favorite show by far that I enjoyed watching last month. Um Oh my goodness. So, okay. So, YouTube, okay, you guys, I did not watch any YouTube last month. I looked at my YouTube watch history and it was all music. It was all music. So, no YouTube this month. There was nothing that really stood out that I was like, "Oh, I have to share this with everyone." Just music, really. So, kind of boring in that count. So, I apologize for that, but no, I didn't watch a whole lot of YouTube last month. So, yeah, that was kind of a bummer. It was mostly music for when I was working. A lot of times I'll put like videos and music playlists and stuff on when I'm working in the boutique and stuff like that. And last month was just so busy, I just didn't really like watch YouTube. So we'll have to fix that this month. I'll have to find some time. um, but yeah, no, not nothing for the YouTube list. So um, books. Speaking of books, um, let's see here. So I didn't get a whole lot of books in, but one book I did get in was this. This is Aries Witch. Llewellyn put these out a while ago. In fact, when were these published? Let's look. 2023. So they're like a year old. But there's a whole series of these, one for each zodiacal sign. They're all based on your sun sign, and I'm gonna be honest, right? Like Llewellyn lately, I don't tend to buy much from Llewellyn anymore because they how do I say this nicely? The quality of content and writers and um products and things like that Llewellyn has been offering of late has been disappointing to say the least. They used to be my go-to. I adored Llewellyn. But their stuff it's just more and more of the same, right? Like how many beginner books do we really need? They don't offer a lot in terms of like advanced topics and things like that. So Llewellyn's great if you're a beginner. Um and you know and are looking for stuff like that. Um but I don't find myself buying a lot of Llewellyn stuff. But Patrick, who hangs out in chat quite often, showed he was talking about he got it for his sign, and he was showing some of the pages and things like that. And I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And I really enjoyed this book. I was quite surprised. They really kind of they surprised me. I will be perfectly honest, right? Like it was really fun. So first of all, we all know I love astrology. And it's really cool. So they talk about a lot of different things in this book. So how your sun powers your magic, which is really cool. Witchcraft that comes naturally to an Aries, times and places and things, cleansing and shielding. So it kind of talks about how to really utilize your star sign, your sun sign, and as a part of your practice. And it's very kind of it leans more towards like the Wicca witchcraft kind of side of things, right? But it's still a little agnostic, right? The thing that I really, really loved about these books are these sections about the sway of your moon sign and your rising sign's influence. And I thought this was really well done because in a lot of astrology books, it's the connections between these three things are often not made very well. But in this, the authors connect those three aspects of your natal chart extremely well. So if you want to get some really good insight on how your moon sign and your rising sign influence you and influence your magic and your sort of your life and things like that, check these books out. Like honestly, they were really, really, really cool. And I loved them. And they're full of lots of cool things. So there's tons of little spells and recipes and rituals and things like that scattered throughout the book to kind of like inspire you, which is really, really cool. They're just so well done and they're really affordable. Like these little books, the retail on them is $16.99. Oftentimes you can find them for a little bit cheaper than that. But they're wonderful little books. I was so surprised. So yeah, I really enjoyed these. I was quite surprised at how much I enjoyed this little book. And it's a quick read, right? It's tarot card for size per the usual, right? um Tarot card for size. Funny that I pull the Ace of Wands for that. But yeah, so it's they're not it's not huge. And it's there's a lot of like interesting formatting and clever page design and stuff like that. So you can truck through this book pretty quickly. But there are 225 pages, so an easy weekend read. And I just really loved it. So shout out to Patrick for convincing me to pick this one up. Um, love it, love it, love it. Oh my god, you guys and your Jungian, your love of Jungian things. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's cool. Well, they're well done for what they are, right? Like there's nothing well, that's not true. I will say there were some pretty profound little nuggets in there, but like the whole thing wasn't like whoa, right? But like there are some really cool little wisdom nuggets in here that I really kind of liked, right? And there's a whole sign on don't blame it on your sun sign, which I thought was really cool, right? Like um because a lot of people will like blame some of their not great behavior on things like that. Um, but yeah, there's just a lot of like there's self care for for you based on your sun sign. They talk a lot about different stuff. So my moon's in Cancer, and I'll read you guys because it's pretty short. I'll read you the little section about Aries who have moon signs in Cancer. So, this moon encourages your Aries energy to focus on your emotions and matters of the heart. You are more emotional and sensitive than most other Aries. True. Um, and may have the gift of empathy or mediumship. True on both cases. This combination leans towards introversion, true, and an active inner life. You may not appear as bold as some Aries, but you may be unrecognized for the powerhouse that you are. Think of this as useful camouflage and remember that your sun and moon are cardinal signs. You can use your drive and intuition to navigate complicated situations while staying true to yourself. This process can be messy, and the sooner you become comfortable with it, laughing at your own foibles, the smoother your life will be. The Aries affinity for being a warrior is steered by the Cancer moon towards protecting others and taking on causes. This is all very true. Like one of the biggest things about my store is that every company that I partner with has to be ethical in some way or has to give back, right? That's a big part of my boutique. Like the incense company, for example, that I sell incense from, they give money back so that all of the incense that I get comes from India, and they give money back to fund schools in India for less than fortunate children, which is really cool, right? Cancer moon makes you more strongly devoted to the ideals of friendship, family of choice, and family of blood. Be sure that the people and causes you choose to champion explicitly want your help and the specific way you're giving assistance. You are mortified if you inadvertently hurt people. Yep, yep. But your unbridled enthusiasm may worsen the harm unless reined in. There are many ways to prove yourself and follow your sense of duty without losing yourself in the process. Being a pioneer, a wayfinder, a scout on the cutting edge of spiritual and social matters is also satisfying to this sun and moon combination. The moon is Cancer's ruling planet, so it is more powerful here. This placement, combined with Aries, can also give great creativity and charisma. I'm a very creative person, obviously, right? That's very true. A Cancer moon, like all the water moons, gives the aura a magnetic pull that wants to merge with whatever is nearby. Imagine two drops of water growing closer until they barely touch and how they pull together to become one larger drop. The aura of a person with a Cancer moon is more likely to retain the patterns of energies it touches. This can be a good thing or a problem depending on what is absorbed. You must take extra care to cleanse and purify yourself before and after magical work. And that's always been something that I am kind of fastidious about. Like even when I was a baby sort of occultist, like I would, like when it came to like cleansing, I would literally shower, like full on shower before I did it. Even if I already took a shower that day, I would full on shower before doing anything, right? One of the gifts that comes with this moon is the capability for healing touch that offers comfort while filling in and healing the disruptions in other people's energy. So, isn't that fun? There's just really cool little things like that um, sprinkled throughout this book. So, love it. um, so there is that. All right. So it's very cool. Um what else? What else? What else? Okay, let's look at my notes here. So that was book. Oh, we're on to Tarot and Oracle. It's that time. Okay. Let's clear some room here. So we're gonna start, as always, with favorite new tarot or oracle. And so, oh, actually, give me one moment here. I want to grab something. So my favorite new tarot that I got last month is the Aquarian Tarot deck and guidebook. I'm gonna grab my vintage one. So hang in there, everybody. Okay, I'm back. Hello. So US Games released this beautiful set last month, and it kind of made me re-fall in love with this deck. I've had Aquarian Tarot for a very long time. And there's a couple different versions of the Aquarian Tarot that US Games publishes. But this one's really nice. So it comes with a full copy of uh a full copy of this. Oh my. Tom's, yeah, this is one of the cards from the Cocorrina rune deck. It's really beautiful. See how thick they are? They're chunky. I love these things. Okay, anyways, back on topic. So it comes with a full copy of the Psychic Tarot. This book has been around for forever. I think it was published in the late 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It's a great book. Great book. This is a book that I read very early on in kind of my tarot career. So you get a full copy of that plus the deck, which is a killer deal. And the deck is beautiful. It's printed on kind of normal standard US Games cardstock. It has this weird tray and ribbon thing. It's not great, but it's fine. A nice little hard box. Yeah, so this is the new edition. So this is my vintage edition. And this is a pretty old one because it just is the standard blue backs. And this edition, interestingly, this edition had an extra 7 of cups with it. But let's find our fool. There he is. Because then we can compare. So you get, this has the this back design, by the way. But you can see, okay, so in terms of coloration, the vibrancy has been kind of kicked up, right? Let's zoom in here a little. Oh, wrong way. Okay. So you can see it's a little more saturated and there's a little bit more, it's a little warmer on the new printing. It's obviously just slightly bigger than the vintage, but the biggest thing that I was surprised about with this deck is that they really kind of went in and made the facial features more distinct, which I really like, actually, right? So you can really kind of see, I don't know, this, I should have ordered this. I could have thought about this better. Let's see if I can, I'll just compare a couple more here. Who knows where the magician is? Oh no. Maybe we'll compare the Queen of Pentacles when we get to her, because she's got really soft features. But yeah, this deck's been around for forever. It's really beautiful. I love this deck. I use this. This is a deck I often pull out in the fall. Cardstock's great, pretty standard cardstock. The minors are very RWS. But this is a great new addition. Like, I was really surprised. This very much is one of my workhorse decks. Like, I use this deck for readings a lot, especially when I'm reading like in shops and stuff. Where's our queen at? There she is. So yeah, look, the pink is like softer, but her face, there's like a lot more detail in her face. And the blue is a little bit more saturated. I love it. Love this printing. So it's a wonderful printing. So if you don't have a copy of the Aquarian Tarot, this new edition is really good. I was quite surprised at the quality of this. And like I said, the cardstock is nice. It's actually thicker than the original. It's a little more glossy, but it's pretty standard, like US Games, pretty much everything that they've been printing recently. But yeah, it's nice. Shuffles really well. US Games' cardstock lately has just been knocking it out of the park. Like, out of all the mass market kind of publishers, they have the best cardstock right now, hands down. Their linen cardstock right now it's chef's kiss. But yeah, it's a really beautiful deck. It always looks really good on it in like a spread. It always is very cohesive, very lovely. Love this deck. So this was, you know, by far my kind of favorite new deck that came in. I did get in a couple other new decks. I got the Star Maiden Tarot in. Um, Honorable mention to the Star Maiden Tarot. This one's very whimsical, very RWS. The linen cardstock on this thing is amazing. And it is actually gilt in like this, I don't know, silvery blue, but it's a great little deck. It has a wonderful, I've been doing a few readings with it, but it has a very kind of like whimsical illustrative style, which I've been really enjoying. So honorable mention to this, but that Aquarian Tarot just made me like pull it out for everything because I was so impressed by it. But this is a lovely linen cardstock. It's so good, and like compared to the decks that Llewellyn has been publishing lately, like what was it? I got a couple of the Good Fortune Tarot. I also got that in. And the artwork in the Good Fortune Tarot is beautiful, but the cardstock on that is just garbage. Like I don't you know, there's no nice way of putting it. It's garbage. And I don't know why Llewellyn continues to do this, but they put all this money into these giant books that have little to no substance because they all basically say the same stuff. And then the production quality of the cards, the thing that you're going to use the most, goes down. And so it's like this linen that has this like it's like cereal box feel. It's awful. It's terrible. Oh, I was so disappointed in the cardstock in that deck. Vintage Moon, that was the Star Maiden Tarot. I'll add a link in the description box after the live stream ends. Okay. You can zoom back out a little. So I always do this. Ugh. Great little and the big thing, you guys, about this little set is the book. You get a whole copy of Psychic Tarot, which is a great book. If you haven't read it, read it. It's kind of one of those. Well, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this book, um, but I really love this book because it talks about divination and it talks about predictive reading and things like that, which is not in vogue right now. So if you're someone like me who very much believes in the sort of the fortune telling side of tarot, check this one out. It's a good one. It's a keeper. And I have an old version of this too, but I didn't realize. I honestly thought when I saw this that deck and guidebook that it was just going to be kind of like a big chunky version of like a little white book that US Games usually includes. And when I pulled this out, I was like, oh my goodness, Psychic Tarot, that's awesome. So, yeah. I despise. Yeah, look, there are obviously there are people out there who like Llewellyn's cardstock, or they wouldn't be selling things, right? Not a fan personally, and that's okay, right? That's what makes the world go round. If everybody liked vanilla ice cream, going to the ice cream shop would be really boring, right? So, so yeah. Okay, so most used tarot. So my most used, so this actually this was kind of ironic. There's been a couple videos going around about the Anna K tarot being out of print. And so that of course made me want to pull out the Anna K. This was definitely my most used tarot last month because that made me, I was like, oh, I need to pull that out because it's a deck that I often pull out this time of year. It kind of has that like late summer, early autumnal vibe to it that I really enjoy. But a lot of people were saying that this deck is out of print. This deck is not out of print. The mass market version of the deck is out of print. However, The independent indie version of the deck, which has never gone out of print since she started publishing it, is still available, and you can pick it up from her directly. She also has a Lenormand deck, but I've included a link to her website in the description box. But you can still pick this up, and in my opinion, it is vastly superior to the mass market. The mass market was on crappy, thin, glossy cardstock. The indie version is on lovely, standard kind of US games cardstock. Um, and I love this deck. So yeah, if you're not familiar, it comes with a nice little guidebook too. There's some really cool little nuggets in this guidebook. I will say that this is one of those guidebooks I would recommend reading. It's got some diamonds in the rough, as I like to say. But I love this deck. I this time of year, it just always seems to kind of let's zoom in. Gotta zoom in here. It just always kind of seems to hit the spot. I love her illustration style. It's kind of very whimsical. Um, I love her interpretation of a lot of the cards. Um, the coloration, things like that. Let's brighten things up. It's a little dark over here. Whoops, wrong way. That's a little better. Um, yeah, love this. Oh, so good, so good. It all kind of feels like an old like fairy tale book. That's kind of what I really like about it. It's really beautiful. Her illustration style is really gorgeous. So love it. Cards are actually smaller than ugh, standard tarot size. So here's a standard RWS card. So they're quite a bit shorter. There are a teeny weeny, teeny weensy little bit wider, but not by much. But I love reading with this deck. It's very I don't know like this I don't really personify my decks, but like this one's just very comforting. It's just it feels very comfortable, right? Um, and it, it very much has that like I said, that late summer going into autumn feel to it, which I just love. So if you're someone who is just dying to get your hands on this because the mass market is out of print, you can still pick it up from the creator directly. Um, it's a lovely, lovely deck. Absolutely beautiful. And it's very affordable from the creator. Like the price for this is crazy, crazy low. Look at that death card. It is very welcoming, right? Like very welcoming. I love the Knight of Pentacles where he's just kind of chilling. I just love that because that's very Knight of Pentacles, right? Like, oh, the Star card. Isn't that beautiful? Love this deck. Our Emperor. Ten of Swords. I love that in the Ten of Swords, the swords impaled him, but he's getting up and he's walking away. Like that's so cool. Like there's some really cool kind of takes on the tarot in this. Magician. Is there moon? Yeah, Anna Kay is a really lovely person. I totally agree, Vintage. She's a really wonderful human being. Yeah, I love the black and white checkered floors. Are they cool? Yeah. Oh, love this depiction of the Eight of Swords and that it's a reflection, right? Like, I love it. Love it. So Chariot, off into the sun. Knight of Cups. Our Empress. She looks very sassy. I like that. I love this hermit. Wheel of Fortune. I love this Ace of Wands. Judgment. Really beautiful deck. Love it. And it shuffles well. Like, it's a great little deck. So, love it. Okay. So, that, you guys, those are all my favorites from last month. All my favorites. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let me know what some of your guys' favorites were. As always, I love hearing what your guys' favorites from the last month was. You know, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below if you're watching this later. Don't forget, like I said, to thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Um, and yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, now's a great time to ask any questions you may have. If not, we'll get things wrapped up. But those were all my favorite things. Oh, I want my Obscuros so bad. Oh gosh. I'm waiting. I did pay for shipping. And I emailed the creator because I paid for it like right when she sent them out and I still haven't gotten mine. And I'm like, where is it? And the tracking she provided has not updated. So I don't know what's going on. I want mine so bad though. Ooh, Serpent Queen was really good. Serpent Queen was very good. It was good. I didn't enjoy season 2 as much as I enjoyed season 1, though I will say that. West Coasters, yeah, probably the case, sadly. We do get a lot of things first though, so, you know, I guess we have to have our time, right? She was because that's how she had the contract written. From that's likely the case. She probably when she did the contract with Llewellyn was the publisher for the mass market. She probably stipulated in the contract that she would be able to still produce and sell the original independent version. So, and that was probably just something that Llewellyn agreed to. It's not uncommon, but yeah. That's likely the case. That's complete speculation on my part. By the way, I don't know for sure. But that's probably the case that it was a contractual kind of agreement between the two. So she is also in Europe, um, so that could be part of it as well. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, Llewellyn is in Europe as well, so I don't know. Mine took a little. I think mine took like 2 weeks to ship, if I remember correctly. And I did end up emailing them and asking. So yeah. Yeah. I have to go stain a fence. Enjoy your fence staining extravaganza. My goodness. Have I created my own tarot deck? No, I haven't had. That's a whole thing. That's so much time. But no, I've not created my own tarot deck. I've had ideas and I have some things floating. I like I've said on this chat on this channel multiple times. If I end up doing anything first, it'll be a book. I will likely write a book. And I have a couple book ideas like outlined and things like that. But yeah. Um Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If it's coming from the publisher, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Oh, I'm so excited for the Mercury Oracle Stray. Oh, I am so hyped for this deck. I'm very excited for that. I'm right there with you. I will undoubtedly show that on the channel when it arrives. The first Occult Tarot by Robert M. Place, that's a lovely deck. Vintage Moon, I really like that. Yeah, that's a great deck. I agree. It's wonderful. All right, friends, let's get things wrapped up. I really appreciate all of you guys coming to hang out with me. If you guys have questions or want to share anything that you really enjoyed in the past month, please don't hesitate to come back and leave a comment. If you do favorites videos on YouTube, or you have a blog where you talk about the things that you love, feel free to come and leave a link in the comment section. Those do get held for review, but I always approve them if they are legitimate links that are on topic. So, be sure to do that. And yeah, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Um, Special shout out and thank you to all the members of Scala Metaphysicae. You guys are amazing, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up for the channel. Now that my aunt is off on her plane back to Hawaii, I can kind of get back into the groove of things. So I wish you all the best today, and as always, you guys remember, everyone's fighting a battle that you know nothing about, so be kind to each other out there, okay? We'll see you guys back around YouTube. Bye, everybody.